Revelation 13, verse 16. And he causeth all both, small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. I'm going to give all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. Double honor to my apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to you, brothers, to the four corners of the earth, preaching this word and laboring this word in truth, love, and sincerity. And there's a few articles I want to touch on today with dealing with the mark of the beast, okay? And the mark of the beast is indeed the RFID microchip, which is the radio frequency identification card, the NFC, the near field communication, or whatever new abbreviation that they want to come out with that's dealing with the chip, okay? Whatever, that they come up and make of and put it under their new name that has to be implanted in you, that can track you, and all the other things that they will use them for, okay? To track you, to know how to read your vitals, dealing with the medical field, and there's so many different forms that they can do and use with that chip being planted into you, okay? And ultimately, with you bowing down to the chip, okay, if you were to take the chip, you're conforming to the image of the beast, okay? You have took the mark of the beast, but you are conforming to the way and the image of the beast, the whole beast system, okay? Meaning you are now a part of it, okay? And the men of the Lord will not be partaking in taking the chip, all right? Some men will be martyrs, dying not to take it. Some will be starved out because the chip will become mandatory. Right now, you see in different states or countries, certain jobs are asking their employees to get it, willfully. Different clubs, I know one for sure, like the Baja Club, to get in, you need the chip, or you can't get access in the club. But eventually, they will make this mandatory that everyone will have to get the chip. Okay, so let's touch on this real fast. This is off the freethoughtproject.com. It says lawmaker proposes implanting microchips in people to track nonviolent offenders like pets. A local councilman proposed the idea of implanting microchips in criminals on house arrest, even if they are non-violent offenders. Okay, so they're still showing you and using a way to pave the way to track you. Okay, and you see right there the little chip that's small as a grain of rice implanted in this man's hand. And so when even dealing with free or bond, so wherever you're free or bond, right, they still want to chip you, okay? And they said nonviolent offenders, a person that's nonviolent is one that is locked up for a petty crime, so to speak. And also a nonviolent offender is a person that's, not even, committed any crime at all. Okay, so he said free and bond. And house arrest is also a type of bondage, okay, because you're stuck in the house and you're being traced every movement by the authorities. Okay, if you didn't know, it's like a stimulation program that they use to keep an eye on you, that you may stay in the house. That's what their house arrest bracelet is for. But now they want to, they're proposing a chip. Oh, come on. So, Salaka, bear with me for a moment because now it wants to start to act up for some apparent reason. Wow. Let's take that off. Oh, boy. Satan. Okay, so I'm back at it. It says Toledo, Ohio, this Tuesday, Toledo City Councilman Rob Ludman suggested that criminals be implanted with microchips so they can be tracked by police. In the courts, Ludman also made comments essentially describing people charged with crimes as animals. The councilman said this can't be inhumane because we do it to our pets, you see? So now they're trying to equal us down to being on the same platform as the animals. Okay? This shows you how Esau thinks of the people, man. Okay? That's why he's such a base man. It says Ludman suggested that implantable microchips should be used instead of ankle bracelets for people doing time on house arrest because ankle bracelets don't work on the cop shows that he watches. I see. This is him. This is him speaking right here. It says, I have seen enough shows on TV where the individual has slipped it off and they'll go commit a crime and slip it back on. I can't believe it's an inhumane thing, and I've got to believe the technology is there. We microchip our dogs, cats. There's got to be a way that you can put a microchip in it and can't be removed until their sentence is served or probation is over, Ludman said, according to the Toledo Blade. See? So, you people that's stuck in a jam for your acts you have committed, you are going to be the first. More likely, you're going to be the first ones chipped. Okay, as far as I'm talking about mandatory. All right, more than likely, you are going to be the first ones chipped. And even when they hit you with if you want to get out a little bit sooner or go home on house arrest or we'll let you out of jail just to go on probation, but you got to get a chip. Jake is going to take it. All right. You Israelites, when I mean Jake, I'm speaking of you mostly, to you Israelites first and foremost. You're going to take it. What you Israelites consist of, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. You're going to take it. Why? Because you don't know that chip is the mark of the beast. Okay? And if you're hearing this or seeing this video, don't take the chip. All right? It says, luckily, other members of the city council did not immediately jump on board with the plan, but they weren't extremely repulsed or offended by it either. Why? Because, it wasn't anything that was blew their mind as far as, that it was a bad idea. They just didn't speak on it at that moment. But that eventually that they would think of that being a good idea, that they were being swayed by almost, okay? Because if it was a big problem, they would have spoke up and said, no, we don't like this idea, but they didn't say anything about it. So basically, long story short, they didn't really have a problem with it. It wasn't a big deal. And when you look at it, when they think about who's crowded in the jails and things like that, who's crowded in them jails mostly? Hey, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, okay? Y'all are the ones that's crowding the jails. Y'all are the one that's making the large percent of the jail population. Okay, it says Counsel Nick comments defended Ludman, saying that he did not intend for his comments to be harmful. Comments went on to say that there are probably ethical problems with implanting microchips into prisoners and parolees. You see? So this is the first people they targeted. And then, the public, come on, man. They don't even want y'all in society in the first place. So the public ain't, in the public's eyes, as far as criminals and things like that, they're not going to have a problem with you being chipped. They're going to say, go right ahead and do it. We want to see where these, criminals are at, so we can keep them away from our kids and keep our neighborhood safe, Let's see. I want to get a scripture real quick, Rob. Let's see. Here we go. Isaiah 42 verse 22, it says, but this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses. They are for a prey, and none delivereth, for a spoil, and none saith restore. And our main prison house is where? America and Babylon are great. This is a great prison house for you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, you Israelites. Okay, and none saith restore. You know, none of these nations care about us being restored back into our godly and our righteous estate. You know, it doesn't bother them that we are in this condition, that we are spoiled and we are into these prison houses. And like I said, this big prison house that's held us in this captivity, this one mainly that's so great is what? America, Babylon the Great. Okay, the virgin daughter of Babylon. Okay, it says, who among you will give ear to this? Who will hearken and hear for the time to come? Who gave Jacob for a spoil and Israel to robbers? Did not the Lord? Because the Lord did this to us. Why? It says, he against whom we have sinned. And that's what happened. We didn't obey the word, the law, statutes, and commandments that he had given to us. We did not follow the orders of Yahweh, our Heavenly Father, okay? We sinned against him. For they would not walk in his ways, neither were they obedient to his law. You see? So that's why we got put in under these curses and went in captivity under these different lands. Under these different lands and under all these heathen. Okay? Let's continue on. It says, as a concept, I am not partially in favor of microchipping human beings. We might find it humane for dogs because they run off, but I think there are probably a lot of moral and ethical questions that will come to mind when thinking of microchipping humans, Cummings said. According to Deputy Court Administrator Brahma Stewart, electronic monitoring is used for an increasing number of people, but the vast majority of them are non-violent offenders. Stewart also said that they have only been 2 attempted escapes in the past year, and both of them were quickly apprehended. Councilman Tom Wanansky seemed to be in favor of these types of measures to prevent drug dealers from making sales while on house arrest. You see, so they're pushing for that chip to go first and foremost to who? You people that's non-violent offenders, people that's on house arrest, people that's on probation, that is still roaming the streets. Okay, but mainly geared for you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans first and foremost. Because like I said, y'all make up majority, right? Y'all make a majority of the jail population. Okay, majority. Now, before I close out, I want to get scripture real fast. Okay, because this is your judgment if you take the chip. All right. Revelation 14, verse 9. It says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and its image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand. So if you receive this mark, okay, what I believe is this is charagma. Yep, in the Greek, charagma, meaning a stamp, an imprinted mark of a stamp of the forehead or the right hand, as a badge of the followers of the Antichrist, right? That means against the Messiah, against Yahushai, the mark branded upon horses, a graven work. So basically, yeah, it's a stamp, it's an imprinted mark, okay? It's a incision, okay? It says, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his right hand. The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Heavenly Father Yahweh, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Okay? So you're gonna have to feel the wrath, man. You're gonna have to feel the pain of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, okay? Coming back with the holy angels and Yahushai on them chariots, man. Okay, y'all gonna have to feel the wrath, man. Y'all gonna be tormented with fire and brimstone, man. So y'all gonna feel the heat from them nuclear missiles. Okay. It says, in the smoke and their torment is sended up forever and ever, and they have no rest day or night, who worship the beast in his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. And like I said before, man, you bowing down and you taking a chip, man. That's you bowing down to the beast system. Okay, you bowing down to the beast system, man, because that's part of their new world order that they want to accomplish, but they're not going to accomplish. Okay, like the Lord's going to raise up on them while they're eating their last meal. While they thinking it's done, but the Lord is not going to allow that to happen because the elect won't get chipped. Okay.